Hello everyone, welcome back to another Fallout 76 video. Scandal after scandal, we've been walking the path of shame in Fallout 76. Until when? That's my question today. The Wastelanders DLC will soon be here and it's time to reflect about the state of the game right now. I wish I could share some positive things today, but I don't think I will be able to, honestly. Let's look at the realistic side of the game and the major game-breaking issues that are live right now. The year is coming to an end, unlike the scandals and controversies in Fallout 76, but that seems to have no end, really. Now, after the incident with patch 16 and the recent hacker cheating issues, I thought things couldn't get any worse. Little did I know. So I checked the news yesterday and I was shocked because it seems like no release content for Wastelanders has been leaked and added to the game by some hackers. Basically, some upcoming characters, NPCs for Wastelanders, were added to the game, including the Purveyor and other hidden things that were in the game files, as well as environmental things like objects, including a huge ship for the Brotherhood of Steel and even a Z10, a new species, the alien one. So with that in mind, I was very reflective of the entire year in Fallout 76. What is the current state of the game? And that's when I decided to make Let's Talk About This. I first wanted to make news, but I decided to do this instead because I really want to give my opinion and explore the topics one by one in great detail. Anyway, this NPC issue that came up yesterday or the day before is only the tip of the iceberg. It seems like hackers can also duplicate anything they want now. They can basically spawn loot boxes and untradeable items like atomic shop entries and even nuclear winter skins and other weird items from Vault 94. Anything you can think of, really. And it goes as far as them being able to create legendaries as they want. They can choose the effects and then sell it in the parallel black market that exists for a long while now. But it is getting worse now with this new duplication and creation method. And there are people selling weapons and armor for over $500 on eBay, for example. I mean, I don't know who would buy this, but I guess there are people for everything out there. And yeah, these hackers, cheaters, are making small fortunes out of their exploits, and Bethesda doesn't seem to be doing much about this. I'm mostly creating this video to bring some awareness and for you guys to reflect about the real issues of the game, because I feel that us as a community, we don't really pressure Bethesda to do what they must do. There is no persistence or pressure for them to do something that is not easy at all from them. It requires a lot of investment and human resources for them to actually fix this hacking exploiter issue. It is here since the very beginning and it has become, you know, a monster. It's like a snowball over time and now it's a giant monster that nobody can control anymore. And they would have to invest a lot of things to actually, I wouldn't say put an end, but make things better, because they need a new system, they need an anti-cheat system and a lot of integrations for this to work. And I don't think they are that interested. It's a lot of money, it's a lot of work. So it's easier to add some presence in game and make people happy than actually look at the real issues that are going on. They're not new, some are, but they are just an end result of what has been happening over the months. So I hope you guys understand what I mean here. I'm not saying don't go on and hate on the game. That's not what I'm saying here. I'm just trying to give you guys some enlightenment about the real issues in Fallout 76. And please guys, I understand that you might want snow in game and a lot of other items, but you can also pressure Bethesda into looking into these issues. I understand that you guys might want a lot of things being added to the game, like smoking characters and more budget into the camp and so many other things, but is it that what really matters right now? Is that even important at this point? Shouldn't we instead care about the issues that's breaking the game? Shouldn't we care about hackers and exploiters? Shouldn't we come together and pressure Bethesda into coming up with a viable solution? Well, let me show you what is really happening in Fallout 76 right now and why you should care and do something about it. Let's start with patch 16, which went live last week, and immediately players started reporting major issues with their gear stats. First armors, under armors, then weapons, and even the Strangleheart power armor had its set bonuses removed, all when you would reload any weapon. The gear system was a complete mess, and all the attributes were not being applied as intended. This all happened because Bethesda assumed they could fix the long-broken legendary effect that applies to 150 resistance while reloading. It works, but it suppresses the primary legendary effect. It has been like that for a while. It was another major scandal for Fallout 76. There was a huge media coverage and a lot of people couldn't really play the game. Me included. My wielding set was not giving me proper strength, therefore my carry weight was much lower than usual and I was permanently over-encumbered. Bit difficult to play like that, huh? I own a Strangleheart set too, and the set bonus would be gone with every reload. Well, the only way to play was with melee weapons, and even then your armor would still be broken if you did any reloading for some reason. Gladly that Bethesda addressed the issue in a couple of days. They acknowledged that this issue was too huge to be simply ignored. With the free trial and double experience weekend ahead, Bethesda avoided a huge major scandal, risking to bring new players into a game in which the entire gear system was not working properly. They managed to do a successful reroll, but not everything went back to normal. There are dozens of reports of players claiming their armor pieces are breaking much faster than before. Their thirst and hunger meters are also decreasing faster. I have felt both issues myself, so I have to say that these are not rumors at all. They are kinda true. Now, enemy corpses disappearing was an issue supposedly fixed with patch 16, but some players have reported that the issue is still well alive. I haven't seen this one myself, but there is proof that the issue is not yet fixed. There is a new Scorch bug where the mobs will appear naked, headless, and with an HP bar. If you shoot them, they won't die obviously, but your VATS system will keep targeting them, which is very, very annoying. The Sentatron doesn't seem to be collecting holiday gifts for anyone so far, and even the Bethesda client is not working properly. It kept telling players who owned Fallout 76 for ages that they didn't. It happened to me a few times. I mean, this one is a light bug, restarting did the job, but it was still a bit annoying to deal with. Now, let's leave broken patches behind and focus on the real issues here. As I mentioned in the intro, hackers are now able to create their own customized legendary items. They can choose their favorite effects and add them as they please. They can make any gear piece legendary actually, including backpacks, and even add blocked effects to Vault 94 solar and torn armor pieces, like Wielding and Chameleon, which are not possible to roll while playing legit. It doesn't end here though. They can create legendary items that don't even exist in game, the legit way of course. They can go way beyond 3 stars. As far as I know, they can create items up to 10 stars or 10 legendary effects in one single item. That's crazy. So right now, Frankenstein gear pieces are being spawned into the game. It sounds like this is all part of a God mode master plan. For a long while, or at least for the entire year, hackers and exploiters were able to access the devs' testing room and retrieve all sorts of items that exist in-game. They had access to every plan and about every item in-game, even those that were not, well, released, like the laser musket, for example. As obvious, this is cheating and many people got banned for doing this over time. The issue was never truly solved, but now there is a new way to spawn items. It seems like hackers found another way to spawn loot boxes that are originally found in this dev's room and other loot boxes with thousands of junk items, just like this scrap box that was offered to players who lost all their junk when Fallout 1st was initially released. It was a bug with the new scrap box. They can literally get any item and as many as they would like with this new method. It is possible for some hackers to actually access your inventory and steal whichever items they want. At least that's what I've heard from a data miner very recently. For this to happen, they need to be in trade mode with you, so be very wary of randoms who insist on trading with you for no good reason. They can simply drop items on the floor if they really want to give you something, so there is no need to take risks here, especially if you want to keep your rare legendary weapon or super rare region outfit in your hands. Cheaters and exploiters have been making thousands of in real life money with Fallout 76. But that's no news. There are lots of third-party websites selling caps, junk items, and all sorts of legendary pieces too. But things have just gone too far now with all the new hacks mentioned in the previous points. There are people asking for over $500 per piece on websites like eBay, and people seem to be buying. In fact, they sell all sorts of items, perfect stats weapons, and even Vault 94 armor sets that are supposed to be untradeable. You know, people take months to farm these things the legit way, and then you can find them in these black markets. Selling items that have been obviously exploited or duplicated seem to be the new normal in this parallel black market. Is it ever going to stop or end? Who knows? Probably not anytime soon though. If you're shocked with all the things hackers can do in Fallout 76, then get ready for something even worse. They have just discovered a way to spawn NPCs into the servers. It is again another major scandal as expected, and gaming media has been covering it massively. They can spawn naked NPCs, probably because these are upcoming characters for Wastelanders and they are work in progress right now. They can even spawn the Purveyor. And some other things, like a giant chip from the Brotherhood of Steel, again part of upcoming content, and even a Zetan, which is the alien species not part of the released content so far. They can basically access unreleased game files and spawn them into the world as they please. God mode, anyone? Well, what about nuclear winter cheaters? They use aimbot, wall hack, fly hack, and a dozen of other hacks, and nothing much has been done since the release of this mode back in June. Nuclear winter cheaters are here to stay, and they've been plaguing about every match for a long time. At this point, it's really not difficult to tell when someone is cheating when you get one hit from the other side of the map, or when you encounter a player who one-hits your entire team in 2 seconds. The anti-cheat system would be such a blast in nuclear winter. It would be like adding bleach into mold, if you know what I mean. This point is the perfect example of how exploiting has become the new black in Fallout 76, and that's why I decided to add it. Most people don't think twice when they get a chance to exploit, and it's completely normal to them to behave this way. I've seen and heard about 3 different methods on how to exploit in the Glass Cavern to farm about 100 holiday gifts per hour. It's all about tricking the game and glitching the ultraside nodes inside the cave. In most cases, you can create a loop that doesn't require server jumping. There is a 25% chance that each Nether gathering will spawn a scorched wave, but for many players it seems to be more like 100% for some reason. I received dozens of comments of people claiming to be sitting in this location to farm holiday gifts, and well, it might be smart and easy, but it is still exploiting, guys. I guess people are just giving up on the legit way, and I can't really blame them after learning about what's going on with all these new hacks. For me, the legit version of this glitch doesn't seem to work. I have tested it over 10 times, but hey, it seems like it's working for a lot of people out there. Bugs are another huge issue that has been part of the game since always. And over the year, things got better at some point, but they never got to the point where you could say, wow, I can play at ease without finding a bug every 30 minutes or so. Old bugs, new bugs, returning bugs, you name it. But the fact is that Fallout 76 is an experience that never comes without nasty bugs. Sometimes it can be funny, but most of the time it is just a hassle and a source of frustration. As I said before, some bugs are there for so long and happen so often that they've become part of the normal gameplay. That's the sad truth at this point. And since Bethesda has a really hard time fixing most bugs without creating new ones in the process, I would risk to say that this game will continue to be a bug feast. Now, tomorrow, and in the far distant future as well. A lot of these issues could be solved and even prevented if Fallout 76 had a proper anti-cheat system. Whatever we have right now can detect heavy hacks, so I feel confident to say that if you have any anti-cheat system right now, it is a really bad and ineffective one. I know it requires a lot of resources to put one in place, but every huge MMO out there has done this already. It is essential in a multiplayer game like this, and if you think otherwise, then just take a closer look at this heaven for cheaters and hackers. That is called Fallout 76. It's only normal that more and more of them will come aboard because it is easy to cheat here. So why would they go anywhere else? Why would they even stop when not many of them are getting caught or even punished? When they can basically do whatever the hell they want in Fallout 76. It's like a mega ego booster for this type of people. They can become true gods, and that shouldn't be allowed to happen, ever. The solution is rather simple. We need a damn efficient anti-cheat system for the entire game, not just nuclear winter. We need it desperately. If nothing changes, I can only assume that the entire Wastelanders DLC content will be leaked and exploited one way or the other before it reaches the general audience, at least officially. Because with all the media and social coverage, a lot of people end up getting spoiled even when they don't want to. It's quite inevitable, really. It's really not fun to experience content that is not even released yet, or in this case, that has been touched by hackers and forced into people. One thing is data mining, where you can see and get a sneak peek at certain items, mostly cosmetics and decor items for your camp. Another thing is spawning models and characters that are months ahead from being released into the live servers. It is quite a difference here, and it is very anticlimactic. But again, without a proper anti-cheat system, there is no real way to prevent hackers from performing this type of actions. They will keep doing it until they're stopped, and there is no real way to prove who is cheating unless there is a proper anti-cheat system. Oh boy, it is a vicious cycle, you see. This is the state of Fallout 76 2 weeks before the end of 2019. Disappointment is a light word to use here. It is quite upsetting and frustrating to see this entire community of hackers, exploiters, and cheaters to be taking over the game. They are doing basically whatever they please, or as they please. When you think things can get any worse, they will manage to surprise you in a very negative way. I mean, they can create their own gear, whether it is with 3 or 10 stars. Ooh, they can spawn basically any item they want and everything you can think of. Not going to mention things here again. Heck, they can even add items into the game that are under development or that are coming in a month or two. They just access the game files and manage to spawn things into the servers. Ooh. They can mass produce items and drop them into the world. They can give it to randoms and incriminate them as well. This happened I think last week before the holiday gifts came live, where a group of hackers mass produced holiday gifts. They dropped some across the servers, and some people managed to find gifts inside containers around the Charleston station and even posted on Reddit, and I think some of them got banned because they had gifts inside their inventories when, well, they were not supposed to. So it is still unclear if these hackers were trying to get casual players banned by doing this, or if they were just sharing the gifts and trying to, you know, share with people. They can go as far as stealing from your inventory if you provide the window of opportunity by trading with randoms. That's one of the reasons I don't trade with people anymore at all, because I have a lot of rare stuff in my inventory. I don't want to risk it at all. So yeah, I really want to blame and put the hacker cheater community at fault here, but the truth is they are just at fault as Bethesda. It's like they are equals on this, because they wouldn't be able to do any of these things if the game had a proper anti-cheat system or integrations with the code. I don't know how it works exactly. I mean, I doubt Bethesda can even detect most of these cheaters, because they are doing this for a long time, month after month after month. Some do get caught, but others are still there for a very long time and they know very well how everything works. Plus, it seems to be very easy to hack or exploit in this game. It's pretty much like creating mods for Fallout 4 as far as I'm aware, which makes things, you know, worse. If basically anyone can cheat or hack if they want to, then yeah, it's a complete mess. It's what we're seeing right now. The only difference is that Fallout 4 is a single player game when Fallout 76 is online. Therefore, if hackers are modifying the game left, right and center, it's going to affect everyone who plays the game. And that's one of the reasons you really should care. I mean, on Fallout 4, if people hack, okay, it's single player, let them hack, it's their life, whatever they want to do, they can do it. But when it's about an online game, it shouldn't be like that. Far from it. I honestly don't see a solution for any of this if Bethesda doesn't go forward and invest in some decent anti-cheat system, something that actually works. I don't think there is any other way around this. Regarding the bugs, we've got an engine that clearly can function properly the way devs intend for it to work. Therefore, bugs will always be a signature of Fallout 76. We have gone through this year, you know, all around, inside, above bugs. They are always there. Some of them have become the new reality, like eating and drinking in the game crashing, or trying 3, 4, 5 times to fast travel. Some bugs are just part of the game now, and we barely notice them anymore. That's how bad things are. And as we've seen, Bethesda can't deal with certain bugs. Attempting to fix them will generate multiple new bugs and force systems to just malfunction, like it happened with patch 16. They tried to fix this 250 legendary effect, and then the entire gear system was broken. The armors, weapons, power armor, even under armors, all the stats were messed up. I mean, Jesus, that's all I can say. Things were so bad that they were forced to do a reroll, and gladly they did it quite fast and things went somewhat back to normal, but not entirely. I'm playing this game since the very release, and I can tell you guys that things haven't changed that much, if at all. I mean, we got a lot of new content, which is great, that is really positive. We also got bug fixes and performance points, lots of them, which is also great, but was it enough? I don't think so. It's far from being enough, and when they try to fix one thing and 10 bugs come from that fix, it's just a nightmare. And it's like bugs keep piling up on top of each other and issues are progressively becoming bigger and bigger, like this hacking and cheating issue that there is no end to it. It's becoming worse and worse, and there is really no solution at bay, as you might say. With the new year coming and Wastelanders about to be released, maybe in January or February, it will be in the first quarter at least, I'm extremely worried about this process. How will they progressively release Wastelanders? Right now we are getting leaks after leaks, and I'm expecting the entire DLC to be leaked, you know. Before you can actually or officially experience it, it's going to be out one way or the other. And that's not really a great thing. The future is really not bright for Fallout 76 and Wastelanders. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying, oh, it's going to be all bad and horrible. I'm pretty sure the content will be awesome, but at this rate, I'm sure everything will be leaked by these hackers and cheaters. They have started it, and there is no end or no stop to it, I don't think so. So I'm expecting things to be really messy, and I take no joy in saying this, I really don't. But it's all about logic here, connecting the pieces, reading patterns, and then it becomes very easy to predict what's going to happen next. I mean, it has been this way for an entire year, so why would it change now all of a sudden? I doubt it will, but maybe it does. If it does, then I'm glad to be wrong. I would love to be wrong here, because it would be wonderful to have a smooth release, to experience Wastelanders as it's intended. Oh, it would be such a great thing to happen, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. It's probably in another reality, though, it's not on this one. Meanwhile, you shouldn't remain in silence. Together we are stronger, so don't forget that. If you have a little bit of time, you should go ahead and show your point of view, share it with the community, and just don't be in silence, because that won't change much. Also with hate, it's not going to change anything. But if you are critical and persistent, then maybe things will change for the better. I'm Marta Branco, thank you guys for watching. I'm going to wrap things here, but I will not raise my expectations. I refuse to do that at this point. I'm a quite realistic person, and it's just not possible for me to be optimistic about Wastelanders at this point. From everything I've seen, I think the content will be great, but the way it will be delivered, it will be full of issues, of leaks, and a lot of new problems. I can totally see that happen. Again, thank you for watching. I'm going to wrap it here, and don't forget that I'm hosting a Christmas event for everyone in my Discord. Feel free to join, the link is down below. You can earn a lot of great prizes, including collectibles for Fallout 76. All you have to do is submit your best Christmas screenshot, and you can find all the rules, again, in my Discord under events. If you are new here, then consider to subscribe and enable the notifications bell so you don't miss any future content from my channel. I have a Patreon page too. If you would like to support this type of content, go ahead and click on the link below to check the tiers that I have for you. That's going to be everything for real now. You guys take care of yourselves, and I will see you very, very soon in the next video. Take care. Adios. Bye bye.